Hello everyone, hope you all are doing great. I know everybody is stuck inside their houses because of COVID 19, but there are always two sides of a coin. And when I realized this first time, when I was a very young girl, there was a garden in front of our house, and all my friends used to gather there to play. There were lot many elderly people in our neighborhood, and they also used to sit there and watch us. Whenever we used to see black clouds in the sky, we used to get super excited. Rainy season there in North India. I am from North India. It's very hot, so rain clouds brings relief, from the heat, and areas patches of water where we could row our paper boats. So it was exciting for kids. So we used to start singing, songs. Some dada dadi had told us that if you sing this song, rain will come. So we used to dance and sing that in the garden, all of the children of the neighborhood. And I will tell you the song. It's a very interesting one. काले मेघा पानी दे गुरधानी दे बैल पियासी भूखी है गैया नाचे नांगना सोन चिड़ैया उड़े मड़ैया खेत जुतैया मिट्टी के चूनर पानी दे काले मेघा पानी दे गुरधानी दे. Now all the grandfathers, grandmothers of our neighborhood used to be very happy looking at us singing and dancing and praying for the rain. But one very old grandmother, she used to get very angry. She used to shout at us and chase us. Go back to your houses, stop singing, stop calling for the rain. So one day I went to my mother, Mama, that old grandma, usually she's cheerful, makes us sit there, tells us old stories, folk tales. Then why does she get angry when we sing this song? My mother said, have you carefully listened to what you sing? Sometimes we sing things but we don't understand them. So I said, yeah, it's a simple song and all positive things are there. Okay, can you explain the poem to me? He said, okay, Kale Megha Pani De means black clouds give us rain. Pani De Gurdhani De. No, we are telling the clouds that if you rain, then we will have sugar canes and then we'll have gurki bhelis. And then Bail Piyasi Bhukhi Hai Gaiya means the bulls are thirsty and the cow is hungry. So when you rain, they will get water and they will get food. There will be green plants all around, crops will grow, so they will have food and water both. And then nache nangana son chiraya, because of this heat the birds are not dancing, so when you give us rain they will start dancing too. And then the last line was ude madaya khet jutaya. Now madaya means hut, khet jutaya means plowing the field. So when I went to that line, I started thinking, okay, that old grandma used to live in a hut. So when we used to reach that last line, Ude Madaya Khet Jutaya, plowing the field is fine. When you get rain, farmers plow the field. But Ude Madaya, she was living in a hut, right? So a positive thing like rain, that is life source for us. Our life depends on rain because all the crops are grown with it. We need water to drink, we need water for so much usage. But for that old lady, rain meant discomfort. There are lots of poor people who, because of rain, go through lots of sufferings. There are lots of villages and cities which get flooded during rain. So every coin has got two sides. Everything also has got positive and negative side. So which side you got lucky to be on the positive side of that, or you got unlucky to be on the negative side of that. And it depends on how you look at it also. So that was the time I realized that everything has got two sides, one positive and one negative. Now, in this lesson, Thunder Cake, which is written by Patricia Polaco. This lady was born in Russia and she was dyslexic. Have you heard of it? The movie Tare Zameen Par. In that movie, that child was dyslexic. Dyslexia is a learning disability, and she was born in Russia, and then she shifted to Michigan, USA, where her maternal grandparents used to live, and she used to stay on that farm. Her grandparents had a farm in Michigan, and she stayed there. So, till the age of 14, she could not read. And it was very difficult for her to accept also that she is not able to read and write. And she used to hide because she was targeted by the students. Everybody used to call her stupid. And then at the age when she was in high school, one teacher discovered that she had a learning disability, and then she was given a training for that. And then she went on to become a famous writer. She has written so many books. Her grandmother, which she used to call Babushka, because she has been in Russia in her early childhood. So in Russia, you call your grandmother Babushka. So she used to call her grandmother Babushka. Her grandmother died when she was 5 only. Still, her grandmother makes appearance in lots of her stories and books. She must be really attached to her. So, in this lesson, Thunder Cake, this story is written by Patricia Pulaiko, who I just gave you an introduction for. And you will see she was very afraid of thunder, and how her grandmother made her overcome that fear. You know what is thunder? Lightning. And there is a scientific fact that when lightning strikes, you see the light, but you don't hear the sound immediately. Why? Because light travels faster than sound. So you see lightning, and after some time, you hear the sound. So, just playing with these two scientific facts, her grandmother helped her overcome her fear of that thunder sound. She was not fearful of the lightning. She was fearful of the sound that came with the thunder. So, let's go through the story, and we'll come to know how she overcame her fear, how her grandmother helped her overcome her fear for thunder.
Okay, dear children, now we will start the explanation of the lesson. Look at this picture. It shows lightning striking a city. Lightning is always followed by thunder. Have you ever heard the sound of thunder? How does it make you feel? Now, this is your first assignment. In 4 to 5 lines, you will write the explanation to this question. How does it make you feel? Okay, now let's start with the lesson. One sultry summer days at my grandma's farm in Michigan. The air gets damp and heavy. Now, what is sultry? Sultry is hot and humid condition. Now, when during the summer days, you all know that the weather is hot and humid, and the air gets damp and heavy. So, one day when our author Patricia Polaco, this is her story. So she was in a farm living with her grandmother. She saw storm clouds drift over the fields, and birds were flying close to the ground. The clouds glow for an instant with a sharp crackling light. Now what is crackling? Crackling means short, sharp sound. And what is drift? Move slowly with no control over directions. Means she saw storm clouds brewing over in the sky. So she got scared because she was scared of thunder, because she feels that when the sound comes, low trembling sound of thunder used to make her very scared. The windows shudder, and all this used to make her very scared, and she used to go and hide under the bed. So one day the same happened, and she was very scared, and she went on and hid inside the under the bed. Then her grandma saw her, and she went to her. Child, why are you hiding under the bed? It's only the thunder you are hearing. Her grandmother said the air was hot, heavy, and damp, and the windows were rattling. So her grandmother saw that she was very scared and decided that she will do something to help her overcome her fears. Now you will see here cooed, stammered, crowed. These are all sounds. What does cooed means? Cooed means spoke in a gentle and loving way. Stammered means spoke with repeated sounds or difficulty, often because of fear. And crowed means spoke in a proud, low voice. And then there is another highlighted word, scurried, means moved quickly with small, short steps. Now, what did the grandmother do to make the child overcome the fear of thunder? Let's see. So the grandmother told her, dear, don't fear. This is not the time to get fearful. This is the time to make thunder cake. She stammered and hugged her grandmother out of fear and said, how, mom? How, grandma? How will we make thunder cake? So she said, don't pay attention to that old thunder, except to see how close the storm is getting. Means the only focus you should have on the thunder. Whenever you see the lightning, you start counting, and the numbers that you are able to count up, and then you hear the sound. You see the lightning, you start counting, and you stop when you hear the sound of thunder. That many miles the thunder is away from us, so there is no need of panic, no need of uh, getting scared. So you just keep counting, and we will find out the recipe of making the thunder cake. Okay, so she just went and took out the recipe book. She went to the recipe book and found the recipe of the thunder cake, and then she carefully penned down the ingredients on a piece of note paper, and then she said, now we will go and gather all the things. And she hurried towards the back door of the house. They were by the barn door when the huge bolt of lightning flashed, and our heroine, the writer of the story, Patricia, started counting. Just like her grandmother had told her, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then the thunder roared. So her grandmother said, see, the storm is 10 miles away. It will take an hour to reach us. So hurry up, let's go. So gather the eggs carefully. Now the first ingredient on the list was eggs. Now for taking the eggs, they had to go through the old Nelly Peck hen, and our Patricia was very scared. She thought that the hen will peck her. What is peck? Hurting, by the beak. Hen has a beak. It will hurt somebody is coming near to take her eggs. It might peck you. So she was scared, but the grandmother again comforted her. No, she will not peck. Chalo, let's pick the eggs. And then when she was picking the eggs, again lightning flashed. Again she counted, and this time, by the time she reached 9, she heard the thunder. Then the grandmother said, see, now it is 9 miles away. Chalo, let's hurry. Let's get milk from old Kick Cow. Now this is another character in the story, a cow which is named Old Kick Cow. So again Patricia was very fearful of the cow too. It seems that she is fearful of everything. So she was scared the cow will kick her, and she kept feeling, while her grandmother was milking the cow, she kept feeling that the cow was giving her mean eyes. But grandmother milked the cow, and just then again the lightning struck, and this time she counted till 8, and the thunder sound was heard. Boom, So grandmother said, now it's just 8 miles away. Let's hurry and get chocolate, sugar, and flour from the dry shed. Then they walked down the path from the farmhouse through tangleweed woods to the dry shed. And when they reached there, again the lightning struck and it slit the sky. Now, what is slit? Made a long, straight, narrow cut. When the lightning bolt is so long that you feel that it is cutting the sky in two parts. Then Patricia counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and by the time she reached 7, again she heard the thunder, and the sound was growing, louder and louder and longer. Boom, ba boom, crashed thunder. Again she was scared, but she kept walking with her grandmother. Then they walked till the dry shed, and then again the lightning struck, and this time by the count of 6, the thunder was heard. Crackle, crackle, boom, kaboom. The thunder bellowed. Again, it's a sound. Bellowed means shouted loudly. And it was getting dark, and Patricia, as usual, was getting scared. So grandma said, I'm here, child. She said softly, I'm here, child, from the doorway. Hurry now, we haven't got much time. You have got everything, but we still need the secret ingredients. What were the secret ingredients? 3 overripe tomatoes and some strawberries, grandma whispered as she squinted at the list. Now, Patricia climbed up on the high trellis. What is trellis? A light frame made of crossed bars of wood or metal used as a support for climbing plants. Now she looked down and she was scared, but grandma again said, I'm here, my child. She kept on telling her, I'm here, means she was assuring her, don't be scared, I'm right here. So her voice was always steady and soft, and she said, you won't fall, dear, just get it. And then Patricia reached for 3 luscious tomatoes. Luscious means containing a lot of juice. And she grandmother picked strawberries. Lightning hit again that time, and this time by the count of 5, the thunder growled. So they both hurried back to the house into the warm kitchen. Now why is the kitchen always warm? Because there is fire there, so the kitchen always stays warm. Then they measured the mix, and Patricia poured it. Measured the ingredients. Then Patricia poured it into the mixing bowl. And while Grandma was mixing, she churned butter for the frosting and melted chocolates. Finally, they poured the batter into the cake pans and put them into the oven together. Lightning lit the kitchen, and Patricia counted to 3 till the thunder rumbled and crashed. When it comes near, as the storm comes near, the clouds come near you, the thunder, you will not feel that it is, just a normal thunder. You feel that it is crashing on something, it is falling down on something. The sound is very scary. So the thunder rumbled and crashed. 3 miles away, grandmother said, and the cake is in the oven. We made it, means at the right time we had put the thunder cake into the oven, so we will have real thunder cake. As they both waited for the cake, grandma looked out of the window for a long time and asked her, why you aren't afraid of thunder, dear? You are too brave, she said, as he looked right at her. Now the whole story is written by Patricia, so you will find everywhere where Patricia is, it is written I, okay, but I am telling you the story, so I am using a different pronoun. In this lesson, we will study pronouns, so we will discuss this, you know, we will discuss this in detail in the grammar lesson, okay. So she said, I am not brave, grandma. I was under the bed, remember? Then what did grandma say? She said, but you got out from under it, right? And you got egg from mean old Nelly peck hen. You got milk from old kick cow. You went through tangleweed woods to the dry shed. You climbed the trails in the barnyard. Only a brave person could have done all these things. This made Patricia think, yeah, grandmother is right. I am brave. I did so many things. Yeah, I was hiding under the bed, but I got out of it and then I went on doing so many things means that I am brave. So then grandmother said, brave people can't be afraid of sound, child. What is thunder? Just sound. So then they both spread tablecloth and set the table, and then they hurried into the kitchen to take the cake out of the oven. Then after the cake was cooled, they frosted it. Frosted means decorated with icing sugar. Just then the lightning flashed, and this time it lit the whole sky, means the storm, the clouds were just above them. And even before the last flash had faded, the thunder rolled, boomed, crashed, and made a loud sound. Bra 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 boom! The thunder sounded, and she understood that the storm was here. And grandmother was not noticing all that. She just said, perfect, Grandma cooed, just perfect. She beamed as she added the last strawberry to the glistening chocolate frosting on the top of the thunder cake. Now, what is glistening? Shining by reflecting light from a wet or smooth surface. Now, as the rain poured down on their roof, Grandma of Patricia cut a wedge for each of us. What is a wedge? It's a shape where it's a piece with one thick and one pointed end. You know the shape that you cut the cake in. You all know, right? You all eat cakes. Yes, I know you all do. So, and then she poured streaming cups of teas from the samovar. What is samovar? A metal vessel used to boil water for tea. And when the thunder roared above us so hard, it shook the windows and rattled the dishes in the cupboards. We just smiled and ate our thunder cake. From that time on, I never feared the voice of thunder again. These are the closing lines of the story that Patricia has written about her childhood and how she was able to come over her fear of thunder by the help of her grandmother, and they both made the thunder cake. And while making the thunder cake, which was named thunder cake by her grandmother, just to engage her mind so that she will forget her fear of thunder. And our heroine Patricia remembered that always, because from that day onwards she never feared thunder. Hope you all understood the stories. Next video I'll send you the explanation of the poem of lesson number 2. Till then, bye bye, take care, stay indoors.